You have 3 minutes. You're going to draw a line down the middle, and you're going to come up as a team with as many emotions as you can, right? So as many emotions as you can. And on the left side, I want you to put the negative, and on the right side, I want you to put positive. You got 3 minutes. Go. 10 seconds. Couple more.
How about overlook?
Always pick last. There we go.
All right, good. All right, so before you head back to your seats, so what, tell me what you learned. Tell me what are your thoughts?
It's really easy to think.
Come out negative.
Yeah, interesting how that works, huh? Suddenly, I even heard somebody's like, wow, we got a lot of negatives up here. We got to come up with some more positives, right? That's actually very common, and people don't realize how easy that is. What else?
Social media for that mindset. It's hard to kind of figure out new ways to talk about what's positive. We just were coming up with synonyms for.
Yeah,
it's like the same word.
The same word over and over. And synonyms are okay. Synonyms count. And I didn't want to quantify anything. I just wanted to see how it went, right? So synonyms count. Degrees count. Okay. What else?
different levels of the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
It's easier to come up with stuff when you're picturing a certain scenario. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me more. What do you mean by that?
Like when you're picturing things that either went really well or really badly, you can come up with more of it when you put yourself back in that situation and try to think about how you process through it.
Okay. So put yourself in scenarios. Okay. Got it. Okay. Go ahead and head back to your seats. We'll talk a little bit more about this. So why would I have you do this? Why is it important to have so many words for emotions? Why, in a resilience and mental performance workshop, why would I have you do this exercise?
Because I think different people think different ways and associate different words with maybe their experiences.
Okay, so different people. Okay, so saying the same thing you said is different people feel different feelings differently. Okay, all right. People feel things in different ways. They identify. You can look at the same scenario, and people might identify different emotions. Okay, what else?
Because we don't often actually verbalise and say how we feel.
Well, people react different ways in different situations. Like something might not affect me the same way that it affects somebody else in a certain situation. I might not respond it might not affect me a certain way that it affects somebody else.
How certain situations, how certain situations affect you as an individual, right, is very unique. So we talked about this being a self-awareness tool. It's very important to understand, okay, so let's look at a couple of these. Let's look at, let me see. Wow, you got some good ones. I like it. So joy and giddy. What's the difference between joy and giddy? What does that make you think of?
I feel like giddy is more excited. I was about to say it's more
Anticipation. It's like that tummy feeling. Joy is just full of happiness.
Okay. And just as an interesting thing, every single one of you that responded smiled when you responded. Just interesting. Okay. So you just little minute differences, right? Just how you feel different situations. Okay. We also mentioned synonyms. We mentioned degrees, right? Because what's the difference between anger, frustration, and rage? You can almost hear it in the voice coming out, right? The degrees of intensity, right? I can be really angry, or I can feel rage, and you can just hear it, like you feel that, right? So understanding degrees of intensity. What about, so let's look at, so let's talk about rage. Rage and anger, there you go, right there. Rage and anger. Why did you put those on the negative side?
They can be pretty destructive emotions.
Okay. They can be destructive emotions. Can you think of a time where they would be productive emotions?
protecting someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're angry about something and that makes you do something back to positive to change the situation.
Right. Okay. What about euphoria or cozy? Can you think about a time where those would have counterproductive outcomes?
Yeah.
If you're on drugs.
Right? Yeah. Just getting there.
Well, cozy can be very difficult to get out of if you're
It's kind of like
you're in
comfort.
comfort
Yeah.
zone and not
Or content.
content.
Right? There's that one's interesting, right? I see a lot of people write that one right in the middle intentionally because you don't really know, right? Unless you have the scenario, you have the situation. So that's another reason why I had you do this is we talk about positive emotion as far as feeling good, happiness, growth, positive self-talk, right? Setting that aside, I want you to think about this another way. Don't think of emotions as positive or negative. What I want you to think is how you use the emotion or how it can get you to a productive or counterproductive outcome. Because think about a time where anger might be beneficial in the situation.
Can you say that again? How you use emotion?
How you use emotion should be viewed as the productive or counterproductive outcome. So don't think about emotions as far as positive and negative. Think about them as productive and counterproductive. What emotion do I need to feel in order to have the outcome that I want? Think of, we're coming into a CrossFit gym and get ready to do a workout. Think about along the lines of psychology, sports psychology, right? Athletes getting ready for an event. What do? Pre-game. What would you do? Okay, there you go. Find a way to get angry. Anger is going to be productive for the event that he's preparing for, right? An athlete listening to music to put themselves in the proper mood to get ready for the event. That's proactive emotional control. But there's
It's
something...
not necessarily like some athletes might use a happy emotion because that's what's going to get them the outcome that they desire.
Exactly.
Whereas some athletes or whatever might use a rage emotion to get to the outcome that they want. But it's not necessarily whatever emotion that they need to get to the outcome. It's just whatever works for them.
Exactly. It's all about the outcome. It's out to be the individual. And that's why this is an important self-awareness tool. You have to understand yourself. I read an interesting, or it was I listened to a interview, and it was a pro football player who talked about going through his pre-game ritual and what he found worked for him and how it changed over the years. And he thought it was interesting. There was this one time that one of his teammates, an offensive lineman, who his pre-game ritual was to sleep up until the minute it was time to go out onto the field and play. And he thought it was the craziest thing. But this was one of the top offensive linemen during his era when he was playing. And this guy would be totally relaxed, sleeping up against the wall. They'd have to kick him to wake him up. Hey, man, it's time to play. All right, let's go. And he'd go out and have an all-star game. That worked for him. If he put on music and he psyched himself out, it might put him out of his game. So you need to be aware of that. What is it for you? What's the self-awareness that you need to have that works for you?